What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so um, last year, or last season, I should say, because it was actually this calendar year, Draymond Green proclaimed after the Jimmy Butler trade that the Golden State Warriors were on their way to winning an NBA championship, right? He claimed that he truly believed that. Now, unfortunately for the Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, and Stephen Curry got hurt in game one of their playoff series. I think it was against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And that pretty much doomed their chances of going all the way to the NBA Finals and maybe beyond, right? But that was then. This is now. A new season starts approximately, 6 weeks from now? And Draymond Green feels that this will be their year, all right? So in a recent workout with Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green said, quote, after a recent workout, he said, quote, "We're about 6 weeks out, right where I need to be, baby. And we're getting that bitch this year." Talking about an NBA championship. Now, of course, look, at this stage of his career, Draymond Green, all these guys, they're trying to win championships. Jimmy Butler's never won a championship. Steph Curry just said recently, all he's been about is championships. Look, man, if this had been just 2 years ago, right? If this had been 2 years ago, I would have given the Warriors a really good shot at making a run, right? But at this point in time, I think that they're just a little bit too old. And part of the problem, in my opinion, is Draymond Green. Now, don't get me wrong, even though we get on Draymond Green for being a bum and shit like that, he's a really good defender, okay? He is. He's a really, really, really good defender. At one point in time, he was a great defender. But at this stage of his career, and with the state of the NBA, I think that Draymond is just too small now. He's too small. See, you got to remember something. At the height of the Golden State Warriors championship years, right? Think about this. At the height of the Golden State Warriors championship years, it didn't really matter that Draymond would pose a height disadvantage at the center position if he was guarding centers, because number one, the great centers in the league at that time were what? DeMarcus Cousins, who was on a terrible team. So even if DeMarcus Cousins technically is giving it to Draymond Green offensively, the Warriors were so great as a team, and their team defense was so great overall, it didn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? And then when you think about it, there really weren't a lot of great individual centers 10 years ago in the league. Now, there hasn't been a boom of great centers, but there are more now than there were then. And unfortunately for Draymond Green and the Warriors, most of them are pretty good to great teams, or potentially good to great teams. Better than the Warriors. And it's just, generally speaking, the Warriors are just getting older, man. And then when you start seeing players get older, they become more susceptible to injuries. So I just don't see it, man. I think last year would have been their best bet. Last year would have been their best bet when they were all healthy at the time and they could have made a run together, because they were playing phenomenal basketball. Didn't they at one stretch won something like 19 or 21 games or something like that? So last year the Warriors were balling, man, but they fizzled out. And a lot of it had to do with injuries, in particular to Stephen Curry. I just don't know now, man. I mean, look, by next year's playoffs, I think Draymond will be 36. Steph Curry will be 30, 38, 38. Jimmy Butler will be 35, 36. I don't know, man. In a league full of YNs all over the place, I mean, they kind of remind me of Larry Bird's Boston Celtics, like around 1990 or 91, man. They're still a very talented team. But the difference, matter of fact, I wouldn't even say 1991. They kind of remind me of Boston around 89, 90. Because you could argue by the early 90s, they start having some reinforcements. And at least they had some development with guys like Reggie Lewis, who unfortunately, had what happened to him. And this is also a consequence of Steve Kerr and the Warriors organization for not building on talent to eventually take over and extend this dynasty. They've relied too much on Steph Curry. And this might be, and I hope I'm wrong, but this might be the first year we start seeing real definite decline in Steph Curry. We can kind of see it a little bit with his defense and a little bit with him becoming a little bit more inconsistent offensively, just a little bit. But, like I said, I hope I'm wrong, but, and it's still not assured that they're going to sign. I mean, they still haven't secured certain players yet, right? Have they secured Gary Payton the second? And I still don't think they've actually signed Al Horford, who himself is damn near 40. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, man. Like, I don't see these geriatric motherfuckers making a championship run, man. I don't see it. Maybe other people see it. I don't see it. Anyway, tell me what you guys think.